Good day and thank you for joining us on Beetv News Update at 3. I am Liberateman Johanna. Now the news in details. The Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Bassi Eno has reassured residents that the state will not lose a single oil well. Speaking at a state event in Uyo, he cited two separate rulings by the Supreme Court of Nigeria that affirmed Akwa Ibom's rights to offshore oil fields, confirming the state shares maritime boundaries with Cameroon, North Cross River State, a position he emphasized remains binding under the Constitution. The event also marked the birthday of the late First Lady, Patience Umo Eno, founder of the Golden Initiative for All, a social welfare program now in its second year supporting vulnerable populations. Governor Umo Bassi Eno highlighted that while his administration continues to expand social investment programs, it remains committed to defending the state's economic and strategic interests.
Concerning our God-given resources. The matter has been handled by the presidency, and I trust the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have two Supreme Court judgments, and there is no reason whatsoever, nothing has changed that will enable us begin to look at Supreme Court issues again. No committee can overturn a Supreme Court judgment. No government parastatal can overturn a Supreme Court judgment. Akwa Ibom does not have a maritime boundary with Cross River.
The Department of State Services, DSS, will arraign former Nasir El-Rafi on Wednesday, February 25, over alleged cybercrime and breaches of national security. Justice Joyce Abdulmalik of the Federal High Court fixed the date after Chief Judge John Telhember Tosho assigned the case to her. The DSS filed a 3-count criminal charge against El-Rafi, accusing him of wiretapping the telephone lines of the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribido. He alleged to have violated the Cybercrimes Prohibition Act 2024 and the Nigerian Communications Act 2003. Meanwhile, El-Rafi's legal team condemned the search of his Abuja residence by operatives of the Independent Corrupt Practices and other related offences Commission, calling it unlawful. The former governor spent a second night in ICPC custody following his initial arrest earlier in the week. The National Assembly has been informed of the federal government's concerns over the rising cost of debt servicing, with official attributes to high interest rates charged by international lenders rather than Nigeria's debt sustainability indicators. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, made the statement during an interactive session with the Senate Committee on Appropriation as the government's economic team defended the proposed 51.8 trillion naira 2026 appropriation bill. Wale Edun was responding to questions from Senator Abdul Ningi regarding Nigerians' growing debt profile, estimated at about 15 trillion naira, and emphasized that developing countries are facing mounting fiscal pressure due to the high cost of borrowing in global markets. In Lagos State, Free Wi-Fi services have been officially launched at Murtala Mohammed International Airport and Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, marking a major step towards modernizing Nigeria's aviation sector. Representing the managing director, the director of airport operations said that high-speed internet access at the airport has been long overdue, emphasizing that no Nigeria airport should remain offline in today's digital world. She added that the initiative will help transform passengers' waiting time into productive time, with plans to expand free internet access to all international airports across the country. In Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has confirmed that it is fully prepared for the Federal Capital Territory Area Council elections scheduled for tomorrow across 6 councils area and 62 wards. Briefing journalists in Abuja on logistics, security arrangements, and technology deployment, INEC officials said that all critical preparatory activities have been completed, including an expanded stakeholders meeting attended by over 300 participants. The engagement was aimed at strengthening transparency and boosting public confidence ahead of the elections. INEC stated the sensitive materials, including ballot papers and result sheets, were received at the central bank under strict security. These materials were inspected in the presence of party agents and subsequently escorted to area council offices. Registration area centers are set to be activated between noon and 4 p.m., while biodata voter accreditation system has been configured and tested for deployment. The Commission also confirmed that its election monitoring and support center have been activated to track real-time activities across polling units.
Candidates, stakeholders, and the general public that the Commission has been working diligently and methodically to ensure the success and the conduct of the election. Materials including ballot papers and result sheets have been received under strict security and were carefully inspected, verified, and secured from the Central Bank of Nigeria. They were batched at the premises of the Central Bank and in the presence of party agents and security agents. And they were all moved under escort to the various area council offices. At that meeting, the Commissioner of Police, who is also the co-chair of the XS, and other security agents provided assurances about the secure environment in which we will conduct this election. The deployment and testing of election technology, the Commission has configured and tested the bimodal voter accreditation system, the Beetv, to ensure the readiness of voter accreditation. We urge political parties, candidates, and supporters to conduct themselves peacefully and in accordance with the law. We also encourage all registered voters to come out on election day, exercise their civic responsibility, and contribute to strengthening our democracy.
You're still watching Beetv News Updates. While we go on a short break, to stay with us.
I am Amadin Dexmod Enabulele, the Executive Chairman, Edo State Sports Commission. Esteemed people of Edo State, the second Niger Delta Games are here. I warmly invite every resident on behalf of Edo State government to come and witness the excitement of the biggest regional games taking place right here in Benin City from 20th to 27th February 2026. The opening ceremony is scheduled to hold at the iconic Samuel Bermuda Stadium on Friday, beginning from 5 p.m. I encourage families, youths, and sport lovers to come out in large numbers to support the athletes and enjoy world-class competition as we host the rest of Niger Delta people in our dear states. Together, let us showcase the hospitality and passion of Edo State as we make this edition of the Chaos memorable.
The Niger Delta Games are here. From Friday, February 20th to 27, 2026, Benin City, the heartbeat of the nation, proudly hosts the second Niger Delta Games. Over 3,000 athletes from 9 Niger Delta states competing, connecting, celebrating excellence. This is more than competition. It is about talent discovery and nursing and nurturing the future champion of our region. Beyond oil, the Niger Delta Development Commission is boldly intervening in youth and sport development, building dreams, creating opportunities, and uniting the region through sport. The Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpeolo, together with the Edo State Sports Commission, warmly welcome all participating state governors and their contingents to the heartbeat capital, the land of rich culture and renowned hospitality. Governor Okpeolo urged every Edo sons and daughter, come out and be part of the biggest regional sports fiesta of our time. Benin City will be alive with sporting excellence, vibrant energy, and a business boom across the metropolis. The Edo State government says thank you to Dunamis Icon Limited and the Niger Delta Development Commission for bringing the games to the native home of sport, Benin City. Edo people, let's embrace the game. The second Niger Delta Games, one region, one dream, one unforgettable experience.
We are Niger Delta.
Welcome back. Now to business news. Nigerians' total public debt reached 153.29 trillion naira as of September 30th, 2025, up from 152.40 trillion naira in June, according to the Debt Management Office. The 893.87 billion naira increase reflects steady growth in both domestic and external borrowings over the 3-month period. The report.
In dollar terms, the debt stock rose from $99.66 billion in June to $103.94 billion in September, a $4.28 billion increase. External debt stood at $48.47 billion, or 46.63% of total debt, while domestic debt increased to $55.47 billion, representing 53.37%. The September external debt figures were converted at the Central Bank of Nigeria official rate of 1,474.85 naira per dollar compared to 1,529.21 naira in June. The stronger naira slightly reduced the naira value of external debt, with multilateral creditors remaining Nigeria's largest lenders. The Nigeria Customs Service, led by Adewale Adeniyi, handed over 1,650 jerrycans of petrol worth 40.7 million naira to the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority for investigation. The was seized at multiple locations across Lagos State, including Badagry, Owode, and Seme. Represented by Deputy Controller General Abubakar Aliu, Adeniyi revealed that the seizures occurred over 9 weeks through intensified operations under Operation Whirlwind. Along with the jerrycans, 3 tankers carrying a total of 154,000 litres of petrol were intercepted along major smuggling routes. He emphasized that the operation was intelligence-driven and aimed at safeguarding Nigeria's economy and energy security. Adeniyi also noted that the transportation of petroleum products is strictly regulated to prevent smuggling, diversion, and other economic sabotage. The World Bank is set to approve a $500 million loan for Nigeria to boost agricultural productivity, strengthen value chains, and create jobs across participating states. The project, titled Nigeria's Sustainable Agricultural Value Chains for Growth, is expected to be approved by March 30th, 2026. The full $500 million financing will come from the International Development Association as an IDA credit to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Implementation will be led by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security alongside participating states, aiming to increase smallholder productivity and improve targeted value chains. The project has cleared the appraisal stage and is now at the decision-making phase. The World Bank highlighted that job creation and addressing food and nutrition insecurity are major development challenges in Nigeria, which the project seeks to tackle. Naomi Ewere, reporting from Beetv News.
And on the global scene, U.S. President Donald Trump reacted angrily after the Supreme Court of the United States ruled that he does not have the unilateral authority to impose sweeping tariffs on imported goods without clear congressional backing. The report.
In a sharply worded response released shortly after the judgment, Trump criticized individual justices and described the ruling as a political decision that could weaken the country's trade position. He insisted his administration would not abandon its aggressive trade strategy and signaled plans to rely on alternative, more restrictive statutes that could allow new import levies under different legal justifications. The Supreme Court decision effectively blocks the administration's attempts to use executive powers to expand tariffs broadly across multiple sectors. Legal analysts said the judgment reinforces the constitutional requirements that Congress holds primary authority over taxation and trade measures, limiting the president's ability to act alone in setting large-scale import duties. Despite the setback, Trump told supporters that his team is already reviewing other legal pathways, including national security-based trade provisions and emergency economic powers that may permit fresh tariffs on targeted countries and industries. He framed the court's intervention as a temporary obstacle and vowed that new measures would be announced very soon. Trade experts warned that pursuing alternative tariff routes could trigger renewed disputes with key trading partners, potentially spark retaliatory duties, raising concerns about supply chains, manufacturing costs, and consumer prices. Business groups also cautioned that continued uncertainty around U.S. tariff policy may slow investment and disrupt international commerce. The ruling marks one of the most significant judicial checks on presidential trade authority in recent years and sets a precedent likely to influence how future administrations attempt to deploy tariffs as a central economic and foreign policy tool. Naomi Ewere, reporting from Beetv News. MC Fish commented on Instagram that men are often judged more harshly than women when moving on after a breakup. Bemso denied causing the end of his marriage, saying he was single when they met and that their relationship developed afterward. She added that both came from unfulfilling past relationships and found happiness together, while dismissing claims that MC Fish is a gold digger, describing him as supportive and responsible. In another development, popular influencer Papaya X has accused officers of the Nigerian police force of assaulting her during an incident in Lagos. The socialite raised the alarm on her Instagram page on Friday night, claiming she was attacked while inside her car. According to her account, the incident occurred in the Ajah area of Lagos. She alleged that a police officer used a gun against her, resulting in a red welt on her face. Papaya X shared a video showing the visible mark from the alleged assault. Details surrounding the full circumstances of the encounter remain unclear at this time. Taylor Swift has explored marriage in her music long before her engagement to Travis Kelce, often reflecting on love, commitment, and lifelong partnership in her lyrics. Swift explained that she and Kelce share a deep understanding of each other's careers, noting that both perform long hours in NFL stadiums, him as a player, her as a performer, which strengthens their bond. Now engaged, she expressed excitement about marrying Kelce, calling herself really stoked. Despite marriage being a recurring theme in her work, she has embraced her upcoming wedding in a personal and flexible way rather than following a pre-planned vision. Naomi Ewere, reporting from Beetv News.
Lastly, on sports news, Fulham FC manager Marco Silva has confirmed that Samuel Chukwueze will miss Sunday's Premier League trip to Sunderland AFC due to a calf injury. The wingers sustained the injury during Fulham's 3-0 defeat to Manchester City FC and was absent from their FA Cup win over Stoke City FC. Silva described the injury as minor, but confirmed it is enough to sideline the 26-year-old for the weekend fixture. He noted that Chukwueze has been involved in light training and is making steady And that's it in our news update. Thank you for joining us. Do stay tuned with also more updates in our major news at 6. I am Librit Manjuhana. Enjoy the rest of your day.